Hey guys, and welcome back to Fenrir Canine Training. And today I'm joined by the one and only, the man, the myth, the legend, my role model dog Sully. And I want to talk about a really interesting topic. And it's a question I get asked all the time. And that is that as somebody that works with puppies and as a canine behaviourist, I actually don't talk too much around things like trick training and teaching your dog how to do tricks. Because I'm an advocate for a balanced training approach, and the majority of my philosophies are built on calm, consistent leadership and building a wonderful relationship with your dogs. I don't talk about kind of a very positive only approach to trick training much, and sometimes people think that I don't like it, and that's not the case at all. I think that trick training and a very heavily positive reinforcement based approach to trick training is a wonderful thing that you can do with your dogs, providing that it's built on the foundations of rock solid leadership that informs a wonderful relationship with your dog where they're looking up to you for guidance and direction. So with that being the case, what is the one trick that's my favourite trick to teach a dog? Now, I might be cheating a little bit on this, but I definitely think that it fits into the realm of trick training and it's a little bit of an obedience command. And for me, the one trick that I think is more important, is more beneficial, and ultimately is incredibly impressive if you are thinking about doing trick trainings just to do something really impressive with your dog, is a rock solid sit, stay, break routine. Now, that might not seem overwhelming and the best trick in the world, but let me talk about it more. I mean a rock solid sit, stay, break routine, an unshakable sit, stay, break routine, regardless of what's happening. So me and Sully have been doing some work this morning. Sully usually only eats one meal a day in the evening, and we're still kind of mid-morning. So what I've done is up here, which is why you can see he's very, very engaged, is I've got him a treat. I've done him some scrambled egg, his favourite thing in the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how powerful this can be with food, but then we're going to talk about the practical applications of this trick for the wider picture of having the best canine companion in the world. So let us show you. So right now, Sully knows he's got scrambled egg in there. He can smell it and look at the wonderful manners that he's displaying to me naturally. He's not being obnoxious, he's not crying, he's not being loud, he's not barking, he's not jumping up, he's not pawing, he's respecting my personal space. And this is because we do this routine every single day, which is why I think it's so incredibly important. This for Sully is the best thing in life. So if we can do it with this, we can do it anywhere and for anything. So I'm going to say, Sully, sit. Good. Sully, stay. Now, I talk about the importance, and the thing is we need to factor in here is that I have hand signal gestures for my dogs as well as verbal markers with my dog. I have the B-R-E-A-K command. I do have on a hand signal that looks kind of like this. So when I'm talking with my hands, I don't want to accidentally do that and set Sully up for fails. So I'm really going to try and not talk with my hands. But the reason that this is so important is that right now, Sully is in the sit and stay that I've asked him, and he will not B-R-E-A-K until I tell him that he can do that, whether it's the verbal word or whether it is with my hand signal gesture. This, in terms of a trick, is incredibly impressive. You might be sat at home going, that's amazing. There's a Labrador right there with a lovely, I did it. Good boy. I accidentally did the hand signal, but he respected it because it wasn't quite the hand signal. So he's just looking up to me for guidance and direction and checking. And that's what I was going to talk about, is that not only is it a wonderfully impressive trick that you could do with this food, but you could also get a toy out, you could get treats out, and you could do this in front of people. Also, it's an amazing thing to use for manners with your dog day to day. So if your dog is being obnoxious and jumping up to get praise and attention, before you give them any praise and attention, you ask for a sit and stay before you give it. This is the kind of behaviour and manners that you're going to see. Now then, guys, before we carry on talking about why this trick is so important, you might be thinking about, well, what are the other things that I can do to become a high-level canine leader, to have incredible socialisation, manners and obedience, and how can I have a dog like you do? Well, I have 2 completely free courses that I think will be really beneficial for you depending on how old your dog is. If you've got a young puppy at home, I have a completely free course called the Principles to the Perfect Puppy course, where I talk about the principles of having a wonderful canine companion like Sully that is has incredible obedience and is respectful of situations like this, which is what makes him a truly wonderful canine companion. If you have an older dog and maybe you're struggling with a dog, you want to level up your leadership and restructure your relationship so that you have a relationship like me and Sully does, where you can achieve things like this, then we have our completely free course called The Principles of Canine Behaviour. And that starts you down your journey of you becoming a higher level canine leader that can have a relationship with a dog where they're looking up to you for guidance and direction, even if their favourite thing is right in front of their nose on the floor in front of them. So they'll both be linked in the description box below, but let's get back to the video. So then clearly Sully is just, you are the best dog in the world, Sully. And he's being incredibly respectful. He's waiting lovely, looking up to me for guidance and direction. And I think it's about time that he's earned his scrambled egg. So if there's one trick that I think you should absolutely start teaching with your dog, it's this level of respect. We've obviously had him in a stay for so long, it's more comfortable for him to drop down into a down. But look, that food is right in front of his nose. He's desperate to get that food. It's his favourite thing in the world, yet he's still respecting my leadership through our incredible relationship and looking up to me for guidance and direction. His tail's wagging, he's not fearful of me, he just has a loving relationship that's built off leadership. And if you love your dog, lead your dog. Your dogs desire leadership, they thrive on leadership, they need leadership to be happy, content and well-rounded dog. So if you love your dogs as much as I love Sully, then lead them, because leadership is love. And I love you, Sully. Break.